Breaking news out of Dallas, Cowboys fans? The star that makes the defense shine is suddenly out of the lineup. Micah Parsons, the heart and soul of America's team's defense, is sidelined with an injury just days before a crucial showdown with the red-hot Detroit Lions. Will this be the blow that derails the Cowboys' season, or can they overcome the loss of their defensive juggernaut? Stick around as we dive into the details and what this means for both teams in this must-win matchup. The NFL landscape might just shifted, and you won't want to miss a second of this breakdown. Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. We're diving into some major NFL news that's shaking up the league. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, have just been hit with a devastating blow that could have serious implications for their upcoming blockbuster game against the Detroit Lions. That's right, folk star linebacker Micah Parsons is sidelined with an injury, and it's got everyone talking. Let's break this down and explore what this means for the Cowboys, the Lions, and the NFL landscape as a whole. Micah Parsons, the defensive powerhouse and two-time Pro Bowler, has been a force to be reckoned with since he entered the league in 2021. His absence on the field is going to leave a gaping hole in the Cowboys' defense, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. For those who might not be familiar with Parsons' impact, let me paint a picture for you. This guy is a defensive coordinator's dream and an offensive coordinator's nightmare. Since his rookie year, Parsons has been terrorizing quarterbacks and running backs alike. His combination of speed, strength, and football IQ is rare, making him one of the most versatile defenders in the league. He's not just a linebacker, he's a Swiss Army knife that can rush the passer, stop the run, and even drop back into coverage when needed. Now, let's talk numbers. In his first 2 seasons, Parsons racked up an impressive 26.5 sacks. That's not a typo, folks. We're talking about a linebacker here, not a dedicated edge rusher. He's been on pace to shatter records and has quickly become the cornerstone of the Cowboys' defense. His presence on the field forces offenses to account for him on every single play, often requiring double teams or specific game plans just to try and neutralize his impact. But it's not just about the stats. Parsons brings an energy and intensity to the Cowboys' defense that's contagious. His teammates feed off his passion, and his leadership has been crucial in fostering a dominant defensive culture in Dallas. Losing him isn't just about losing a player, it's about losing a spark plug that ignites the entire unit. Now, let's talk about the timing of this injury. The Cowboys are gearing up for a crucial matchup against the Detroit Lions, and this game has playoff implications written all over it. Both teams have been performing well this season, and this contest could very well determine seeding or even division titles down the line. The Lions, led by quarterback Jared Goff and a resurgent offense, have been putting up points and making waves in the NFC. They were already a formidable opponent, but with Parsons out, they might be licking their chops at the opportunity to exploit this weakness in the Dallas defense. So, what does this mean for the Cowboys' game plan? Well, defensive coordinator Dan Quinn is going to have his work cut out for him. Quinn, known for his adaptive strategies and ability to maximize his players' strengths, will need to get creative. We might see increased blitz packages to try and generate pressure without Parsons. Or, we could see more zone coverage to compensate for the loss of Parsons' ability to match up one-on-one with tight ends and running backs. The Cowboys do have some depth at the linebacker position, but let's be real, you don't just replace a player of Parsons' caliber. Guys like Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith will need to step up big time. They're solid players in their own right, but they'll be asked to take on larger roles and potentially play out of position to fill the void left by Parsons. This injury also puts more pressure on the Cowboys' offense. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and the rest of the offensive unit will need to bring their A game. They might need to put up more points to compensate for what could be a less dominant defense. It's times like these when you really see the importance of balance in football. One injury can have a ripple effect that touches every aspect of the team's performance. Let's not forget about the impact this has on the Lions' strategy. Detroit's offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, who's been drawing rave reviews for his innovative play calling, now has one less elite defender to worry about. This could open up their playbook even more. We might see more runs to the side Parsons usually patrols, or more passes to the tight ends and running backs that Parsons would typically cover. It's a game of chess, and the Lions just got a significant advantage. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering about the nature of Parsons' injury. As of now, the details are a bit scarce. The Cowboys, like many NFL teams, tend to play things close to the vest when it comes to injury information. What we do know is that it's serious enough to keep him out of this crucial game. The big question on everyone's mind is, how long will he be out? Is this a one-game absence, or are we looking at something that could impact the Cowboys' season in the long term? These are questions that Cowboys fans, fantasy football players, and NFL analysts will be eagerly waiting to have answered in the coming days. Speaking of fantasy football, let's take a moment to address all you fantasy managers out there. If you've got Parsons in an IDP league, you're probably scrambling right now. My advice? Don't panic. Check your waiver wire for emerging linebackers, or consider streaming the position based on matchups. And if you're in a regular league, you might want to temper your expectations for the Cowboys' defense as a whole, at least for this week. This injury also raises some interesting questions about the Cowboys' season outlook. They've been considered strong contenders in the NFC, but how much does Parsons' absence change that? It's not just about this one game against the Lions. If this injury lingers, it could affect their chances in a highly competitive NFC East division. The Philadelphia Eagles are always a threat, and both the New York Giants and Washington Commanders have shown flashes of potential. Every game counts in the NFL, and losing a star player can be the difference between making the playoffs and watching from home. It's also worth considering the mental aspect of this situation. How will the Cowboys respond to this adversity? Sometimes, losing a star player can galvanize a team. We've seen it before. A team rallies around the next man up mentality and overforms. Other times, it can deflate a team's morale. The Cowboys' leadership, both on the field and on the sidelines, will be crucial in determining how the team responds to this setback. Let's also take a moment to appreciate the broader context of injuries in the NFL. It's a brutal sport, and injuries are an unfortunate reality. Every team deals with them, but it's always tough when it happens to a young, rising star like Parsons. It's a reminder of the physical toll this game takes on players and the importance of depth in building a successful NFL roster. As we wrap up, let's recap the key points. Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys defensive superstar, is out with an injury for their upcoming game against the Detroit Lions. This is a significant blow to the Cowboys' defense and could have major implications for their season. The Lions now have an opportunity to exploit this weakness, while the Cowboys will need to adapt their game plan on both sides of the ball. The duration of Parsons' absence is still unknown, adding an element of uncertainty to the Cowboys' future games. What do you think, fans? How will the Cowboys fare without Parsons? Can they still beat the Lions? Will this injury impact their playoff chances? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more up-to-the-minute NFL news and analysis. This is the kind of drama that makes the NFL so exciting, folks. One injury can change the course of a season, and we're seeing it play out in real time. Stay tuned for updates on Parsons' condition and how this all unfolds. Until next time, this is your host signing off.